Good.
Penis.
Dick.
Demonetized.
Indeed.
Minotaur. Today on Weird Association.
Call
A
back to.
Minotaur's dick?
Don't even get us started.
Oh, she doesn't know about
She doesn't
that.
know. She doesn't know about the
Stop.
Minotaur dick.
Tell
Let
about
me
the
learn
Minotaur
you a
dick.
thing or two. Okay,
Well-
so we had to fight a Bodak a really fucking long time ago. And, there was like a Minotaur in the cave too.
No.
And
no,
what?
we killed it.
You're wrong, Phil.
Look, it's something along.
We were
I don't
looking
remember
for
what
an
it was.
artifact that got stolen by somebody invisible. It was stolen from a Minotaur. We killed said Minotaur, and I cut off its dick because why not?
I don't know, because people don't do that.
I
That's usually
I
the
also
reason.
sold it to a
Most
dude.
people don't do that.
I sold it to a guy for a decent amount, I think. I mean, it was
What
more
do
than
you
giving it
want?
away.
What do you
It's
want
like
with
20
it?
gold.
I don't know. I told him. I don't even remember what I told him, but I told him
I
some
believe you
lie.
convinced him there were some kind of like medicinal properties or some shit like that.
Yeah.
That cave, by the way, was also the origin of the deer testicle of friendship.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
What?
I don't remember that.
Mm-hmm. That was Octa had cut off a deer testicle prior to that, and gave the deer testicle of friendship, I think, to Bungdo.
Do I still have it?
I don't know. Do you?
Well,
Take
I
a
didn't
look
do
at
anything
my-
with it. So I probably still have it.
You do.
Oh god.
Also, we recorded all of this, so.
Oh yeah.
Oh, gosh.
It's been in there for so long.
Anyway,
Okay. So, last time, the party managed to gain entry to the city of Drake's Landing after the entirety of the city, from the looks of it, has been overrun by this undead plague curse, whatever this thing may be, that seems to stem from the green worms that they've now seen in a number of these undead creatures. After Lilith and Bungdo nearly died attempting to make their way in, the party took a brief rest and attempted to find somewhere maybe a little more sheltered to spend the evening than atop this uncovered wall with hordes of undead swarming around just below. So, upon climbing down and finding a small, nondescript house somewhere near the outer walls of the city, party entered and ran into an old acquaintance by the name of Miles, who had been a deckhand on a couple seafaring journeys that the party has been on. Having been stranded here in Drake's Landing when this cataclysmic event unfolded, Miles has just been trying to get by from the sound of things. He's managed to keep himself relatively safe, and well, certainly seems happy to see you guys. We sort of left off in the middle of a scene just due to time constraints of people and everything, but where we left off, Togar was already asleep in the closet of this small house. You could hear the ever so faint sounds of dwarven snoring under the wooden door. And everyone else was just still awake, kind of in the other room, the only real room of this house. Windows drawn shut, and the occasional moaning or gurgling of a zombie or similar creature able to be heard through the windows. From that point, what are you guys doing?
Where is Bungdo precisely?
I think you were going through the spice cabinet, if I recall.
And I found salt and pepper.
Yep, and another kind of smoky, smelling, tasting spice. And I think Trogdor had been producing water into a basin, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
Oh, right. And I kind of terrified the poor guy. And
Yeah, with the
Taylor
Kraken.
believes me.
There was that. You did convince Miles that there is a kraken somewhere out in the sea just outside of town.
Okay. Well, what time is it?
It is kind of the dead of night right now. You kind of made it over the wall a little bit after dark, and took a short rest up there just to kind of get everything taken care of and bring yourselves back from the brink of death. But so I guess it's probably an hour and a half to 2 hours past nightfall at this point.
Bungdo goes to sleep.
All right. Anything else anyone would like to do before turning in for the night?
Mm-mm. Sleep to get my 1 hit point back.
All right. So, there's nothing else anyone would like to do. You all, well, turn in for the night. I'm assuming at this point that you're just letting familiars and or steeds kind of keep watch. If that's ever not the case, let me know.
Are we able to have the steed keep watch inside the house? Like outside? Like it's kind of big and noticeable.
Right. So that was going to be my question. Obviously, you can have the bird keep watch, but yeah, what if anything would Trogdor like to do with the steed? It was defeated in battle, but it can be resummoned if you take 10 minutes, or you can wait. Whatever you want to do.
As long as it's not all big and shiny, I don't think it's going to be too big of an issue if it stays outside away from us.
I mean, it is kind of big and shiny, so.
Right.
It's a large creature, and it's platinum.
But it's dark.
Well, I mean, it's your call.
I'll wait until the morning for that.
Okay. Alright, so then, I guess we'll just go for a perception check from Lilith's familiar. Okay.
I think they have a +5 for ravens.
Take a quick look.
Oh, +3.
Okay. Good to know. Alright. So everyone kind of tucks in for the night. So not too long after everyone's kind of settled in, the party is awakened by a loud squeak of a floorboard inside the house. And as you all look around, you see a heavily armored dragonborn figure slowly trying to tiptoe his way toward the door on the way out. Bungdo, you notice next to you is a familiar carved item, a dragon made out of coral.
Does everyone wake up?
Everyone wakes up.
Where the bloody hell are you going? But, sneakily.
Yes, of course, in hidden.
Indeed.
Sorry, I didn't mean to wake you up. I was gonna go outside.
At this point, you hear, "What the hell are you doing?"
Sorry, didn't just give him the same response.
I'm coming with you because you're fucking blind out there. So I'll open the door and come with him. I'm gonna stay a good distance away, and I would like to stealth.
Okay. Quick note. I did make a few adjustments to the way we're running stuff here.
Oh.
One of them is I am going to be making some behind-the-scenes checks for you guys, just so
Those are so much fun.
yeah, just so you don't really know how well your rolls went until things play out.
Oh, gotcha.
So, let's see here.
You should start capping your screen then for people to see the behind-the-scenes rolls. Be interesting.
It would. Okay. So, yeah, you both make your way out. And what happens next? What's Trogdor doing?
I'm gonna take the 10 minutes and summon my steed.
Okay.
I'll just climb up in a nearby tree and wait patiently watching.
All right.
My raven is keeping an eye on them.
All right. There are some close calls that Lilith is able to see as the occasional undead creature wanders uncomfortably close to the place where you're spending the night, but well, seemingly by pure luck, none of them happen across Trogdor as he's performing his ritual. And after 10 minutes, Trogdor, your steed, once again appears, kind of coalescing from a low-hanging mist just over the top of the snow.
I would like to head in beacon next and telepathically talk to it so I don't attract any zombies.
Mm-hmm.
Just telling them sorry about what happened earlier.
Alright. It just tells you, no worries, I'm here to serve. So what's next?
I think I just kind of fell asleep in the tree.
Okay. So then what's Trogdor doing?
I'm gonna ask Steve to keep watch. And I'm going to head off.
Okay. Lilith, through the eyes of your raven, you can see Trogdor setting off for somewhere in the city.
Okay, I go out there. Who was? Sorry, I gotta start by something. Okay, so I run up to him like, "Hey, where you going?" Well, I say it quietly though.
Oh, I was gonna say, at this point you hear,
That was pretty loud.
Boom! As you hear a dwarven figure fall out of a tree.
Alright, hang on a second.
Do I hear her come out or anything like that, or am I too asleep?
Let's see. I would say,
I do have a pretty high passive.
yeah, and because of that, you do hear this going on as you're kind of asleep in the tree nearby.
Alright, I'll wake up and I'm just gonna go, oh, what? And then as the conversation progresses, I'm climbing down and gonna join them.
Okay.
Because it sounds
Bungdo would like to retrieve a star fruit.
Easy enough.
I want to explain to Lilith about my vision I had.
Okay. I mean, feel free to explain whatever you'd like.
I will copy pasta because there's a lot. Would it be okay if I showed the picture too?
Yeah.
Okay. Copy pasta. That is what my vision consisted of.
Alright. Un momento, por favor, as I copy paste this into here
Mm-hmm.
so that people can see it and I show the picture.
Mm-hmm. And just for, I guess, simplicity and presentation and everything, Trogdor conveys that he had a vision of this great monolithic stone structure, and seemingly reaching out from it are a number of huge bony appendages that almost seem to want to pull themselves up and out of the core of this stone construct. From the darkness kind of surrounding it, a number of aged and withered faces can be seen peering back at him. And what starts as a whisper in sort of his mind's ear, so to speak, grows from kind of a gentle exhale up to a piercing, grating, shrieking scream before he opens his eyes and finds himself back in the house. And that is what woke him up.
Well, I would say you've been open enough with us for everything else that this is probably something that's true. Being that, well, the mace you have was also directed by this. I believe, wasn't it?
What do you mean?
Like, the trail to your mace showed to you by Bahamut as well?
He led us to the location, but he did not tell me what specifically was inside.
Okay. But, I mean, we've seen this where you have a vision about something that's probably a possibility and it turned out to be true. So I'm saying this is probably what we're up against. Have you ever seen this thing before?
Never.
I look over at, shit, what the hell's your name? Lilith. Sorry. Head brain fart. I look over at Lilith. Have you ever seen anything like this?
No, never. Why didn't you just tell us about the vision? We could have gone with you. It's probably dangerous to go by yourself.
I didn't want to put you guys in danger again.
We would have been in danger because we would have gone after you.
Yeah. and you're not exactly the stealthiest. And I just kind of reach out and just ding, knock my knuckle against some armor.
I wasn't gonna go quietly.
We believe that.
That's not your style anyway. But it's nice to have some sneaky people in the background just in case. But going out right now, is that the best idea? I mean, let us get our rest and we can address this thing in the light when you can actually see where the hell you're going.
And to set the scene a little bit, Trogdor, you can really only see in one direction at this point, and that's toward the blazing bonfire that seems to be still roaring in the middle of some distant town square. You can see some of the longer shadows that are kind of cast by the flickering light, but beyond that, everything is pretty dark.
And at this point, I look over at Lilith and say, "Hey, Lilith, can you see through your birdie there?"
Yes. What?
Because you could probably fly it over the fire and see what's going on over there. And we could see if we could find this structure that Trogdor's dreaming about.
Okay, I send it over.
All right. Go ahead and roll another d20 for me.
Ooh.
All right. So as the raven flies over toward the kind of burning beacon of light in the otherwise dark surroundings, you see the crowds of undead seem to grow more and more dense the closer you get to this area. As the bird is sort of making its rounds over the general kind of vicinity, you can see that it looks as though the mobs of undead are still kind of wandering into the town square from a road that leads up to the north. It seems as though it's along this road to the north, the undead are packed so tightly that they are pushing each other along before sort of dispersing along the assorted roads and alleyways that branch out from the town square where this bonfire is burning. You can see the creatures are mostly the familiar worm-infested things that you fought on the way in, but there are a few that are darker in complexion. They have these almost featureless faces that, where you think there should be eyes, there are just empty sockets that seem to just be black voids, not even distinguishable sockets, let alone eyes in them. And they have massive, gaping, toothless mouths that just sort of hang there. And interspersed throughout the common worm-infested creatures and the less common, darker, whatever these things may be, you do see the occasional humanoid, seemingly still alive and thinking, untouched, unharassed by these other creatures, just seemingly examining the surroundings and going about whatever business they have here.
Like They're not zombies.
They're not zombies.
Can I get closer to the... How far away is this?
The bonfire itself is probably about 3 blocks away.
Okay. Can I get closer to those people to, like, see if I can see anything special about them that the zombies wouldn't be going after them?
Sure. I would say it's probably easy enough to make that happen. So, as the bird flies in and you attempt to get kind of a closer look, you do see that around the necks of each of these people hang sort of a twisted metal symbol. Other than that, the dress is not really uniform in any way. They tend to wear darker robes, but various shapes and sizes and even colors to a lesser degree, though it may be a little hard to pick out.
I tell everyone else that.
I pull out a bunch of my religious symbols that I've been kind of collecting and say, any of these work?
Collecting what?
What?
You kind of cut out there. You said you pull out a bunch of your something that you've been kind of collecting.
A bunch of my religious symbols that I've been collecting.
From where?
Just all over the place.
Like,
I
from
have a
different-
necklace with religious stuff on it. That's all it says about that. I have a symbol of Orcus, a symbol of necromancy. What is this? Symbol of necromancy invented new. I don't know. Symbol of necromancy or something. And something else. But yeah, any of these look familiar?
As Lilith looks at them, there are definitely some similarities with the ones associated with Orcus and necromancy and that sort of thing, but nothing that's an exact match, or really even close.
When
I
Lil
shrug.
sees the Orcus one, she just, why do you have that?
I don't know. I found it at some guy's house. Thought it might be useful. I don't know.
It was the belongings to the guy that turned himself into a Bodak that we fought a while
Yeah,
back.
those long-eyed, dark-featured, like kind of guys that you were explaining. Those things, they suck. I instinctively rub my head.
Yeah, we want to avoid those. Probably one or two of them would be all it takes to be an even match with our entire group.
Minus someone sleeping in the house still.
Well, I mean, Bungdo is still in the house. Did everyone go?
Okay, so they haven't gone in the sense of, like, taken off down the road. They're basically out front.
Nah, Bungdo sneak out too, because it sounds like it's gonna be something slightly larger than like a mini adventure.
Fair enough. And for purposes of Becca not being here and stuff, I'll say Maya and Miles are probably kind of bringing up the rear. But yeah, carry on.
Yeah, I just go and join them. I suppose I'll go with you guys. What's the big deal? What's going on?
You guys need to rest.
I don't need to rest.
How long were we sleeping before we got woken up?
Probably not more than an hour and a half.
I look over at Trogdor. Like I said, you can't see. Maya can't see. You know, what? Why go at night when you have no vision? Why not go
I mean, it
when
could
you're
just be a beacon again.
But why not let us go, when we're feeling strong?
I was tending to go alone.
And die just like you would have out there, and I point out towards the wall. Going alone is not going to solve anything. Trust me. We have to stick together, and we have to figure out what's going on with this. But with you sneaking off, it's just one less person that we have for when it actually matters.
I guess you're right.
Let's at least rest. Let everybody, rest and get, ready what they need to get ready before we go.
Alright, then I turn back, go inside.
Okay. Anything else anyone would like to do before heading back in?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So, another 5 or so hours pass. You get some sleep, enough to stave off exhaustion and all of that, and you do get the benefits of a long rest. But it's definitely a tense long rest. By the time you're all ready to move on in the morning, it's right around dawn, and it's still oppressively quiet outside. Even the occasional hissing and growling and gurgling of the undead seems to have, at least for the time being, gone away. What are you doing?
Guess I'm gonna get up and walk outside.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same.
Alright. So you walk out.
No point in staying inside.
Alright, so we'll say, unless anybody says otherwise, everybody gets their stuff together, prepares to leave, and follows them out. Certainly a bit easier to see now that at least a bit of sunlight is kind of sneaking through the cloud cover here. Upon first inspection, it definitely seems that the streets are a little clearer than they were last night. Looking as far as the eye can see down the streets that the house is situated on, can't see anyone or anything on them.
Oh, does this mean the zombies don't like daytime?
I'm still worried because that's a lot of zombies that just go missing. Hundreds of zombies just go missing. They couldn't
Yeah,
be too far. What?
I wonder if that stupid thing disappeared again. That Was it like? Was that similar to the thing we saw the last time we saw these worms?
Which thing are we talking about?
The obelisk or whatever it is.
Well, ultimately only Trogdor could answer that question. Trogdor, go ahead and give me a history check. It was certainly a big stone structure that seemed kind of similar to the thing you saw. As you're looking around in the slightly illuminated now streets of Drake's Landing, Togar, go ahead and give me a history check.
All right.
Okay. Carry on.
Well, let's just maybe they're gone. Is the bonfire still there?
It would appear so. Although it doesn't seem to be burning anywhere near as brightly as it was last time you saw it.
I look over at Lilith. Or wait, are you out here with us, Lilith?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody's out at this point.
Okay. I'll look over at Lilith and say, want to see what's going on over at the bonfire?
Yeah, I send my Raven over there.
Okay. Raven flies over and see a mostly familiar scene. Although now you can see there are still a few beings that you can see out on the road. It looks as though there's a robed figure kind of standing back across the street from a row of homes, into which he or she just seems to have sent a handful of sort of ragged-looking humanoids, humans, elves, dwarves, almost as though commanding they search for something or find something in the homes. But that's about all you can really make out.
Would head out and stop any of the living people.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I'm gonna get on my steed.
Alright.
Start heading towards the bonfire.
Okay, so you're heading straight in then. Alright.
I'm gonna merge with the Raven
Okay.
and just like fly around overhead
Mm-hmm.
of the group.
Alright.
I'm not like charging, but I would like to walk in.
Mm-hmm. And what's everybody else doing?
I'll follow at a distance.
I'll
Okay.
go with Togar.
Okay. Togar, am I right in assuming you're trying to be a little sneaky about this?
Yep.
Okay. So, as most of you make your way up, more or less Trogdor by himself on the steed, Lilith merged with her Raven, and then the rest of you hanging back. You can begin to make out some words that are being sort of barked as orders. The closer you get. Once you're within about half a block or so, you just hear this stern voice clearly now saying, "Find me something worthwhile, and I may be less inclined to feed you to the worms. Well, what are you waiting for?" You then hear a number of creaks and knocks and seemingly the sound of a number of objects kind of rattling and tumbling to the ground as it would seem these homes are being ransacked. I would say, Trogdor, you're probably not quite in view yet. You're probably just around the corner.
How far a distance would you say I am, roughly? In terms of feet?
Let's see. I would say the way you're situated, probably. Your best guess would be somewhere in the 30 to 40 foot range.
My mount has 40 feet of movement. I would like to use it all and get right up on the guy.
Okay. So, as you turn the corner, you see this hooded figure sort of standing across the street, as well as a couple of look like other humanoids dressed in kind of tattered garb. So, who are you closing on?
The guy barking orders.
Okay. So you barrel down on this figure who just sort of looks up at you with surprise, shock, and well, what are you doing once you close the distance?
I want to try and knock him out.
Okay. Okay. You certainly make contact.
Would I have seen Trogdor take off?
Probably.
Alright, I want to climb the nearest house and get up on the roof and see if I can get a view of Trogdor.
Okay, when you say the nearest, you mean like the
between
nearest
me
to
and
the
him.
action?
Yeah, like between me and him.
Okay.
So, whenever I can get up there, I want to just kind of lay down and take a bead, essentially take a bead on what Trogdor's doing.
Okay, fair enough. Alright. So that's what you're doing. Got Trogdor bearing down. Steed. Okay. Anything else that anyone would particularly like to be doing situationally?
I'm gonna get closer to the guy who was giving orders. I'm presumably on the floor now, maybe?
Okay.
Can I run a hunter's mark in there?
I'll allow it this time.
I'll go up with Togar, I think.
Okay.
Okay. Oops. And a
So.
boop.
Oops, he did it again.
All right. So we've got a gnome and a dwarf up top, and then we've got Lilith just trying to close. You're basically going in at ground level. You said.
Yeah, like if there's a fight, I want to be there.
Okay. Cool. So I'd say since you're not the first one, you're probably going to start a little further out than like Trogdor is right now, but still reasonably close. And then say Maya's probably got your back pretty close. So suppose what we'll do now is run over to
Ooh.
that. So Togar and Bungdo, you're technically on the roof, so you don't see what's visible on the top-down map there. But everybody else, go ahead and hit your initiative buttons.
Where is this initiative button?
So you click on your token,
Yes.
or your mini, and then there's an initiative button that should pop up on the upper left near your
Oh, yeah.
drawing toolbar and stuff.
I like this new initiative button already. It rolled me a nat 19.
What are the decimals for?
Tiebreaker.
Tiebreaker.
Mm.
All right, and Lilith.
I'm looking. Can I just do it on my character sheet? Will it add it there?
It won't do the tiebreaker, so just click on your mini. Did you do that?
Yeah.
Okay, so then upper left, there should be a little button that says initiative that shows up. Like way up in the corner of your Roll20 display.
Oh.
Yeah,
looking,
not.
I was looking on
Yeah.
my mini.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Let me roll.
I can't
this
complain.
guy.
Beat me by 0.04.
My steed's 12, too.
Your steed what?
Supposed to be 12.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Woo!
So, that being the case, Trogdor having just clobbered what you now see to be a female over the head.
No regrets.
I just kind of, ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah. So, what is Togar doing?
After seeing that, well, Bungdo would see me kind of reach around behind and roll this.
I like where this is going.
Huh?
I said I like where this is going.
I'm reaching around behind myself and like sliding along the basically a strap, a big black device that it's a metallic device that ends in somewhat of a point, and I'm just kind of looking and like essentially I'm holding it like a gun.
Mm-hmm.
But you just see me just take aim at over in Trogdor's direction, and for the like actual gameplay method of it, I'm going to hold my action, and if somebody either attacks Trogdor, or if this guy tries anything like funny, I'm gonna fire. So I'm essentially taking a beat on him.
Okay, so essentially kind of holding your action.
To like
I
shoot
gotcha.
anybody that attacks Trogdor, or if this guy tries to take off, I'm shooting him.
Okay.
As what I can tell to be a guy, because
Mhm.
I'm not that close.
Yep, no, that's fair. Okay. Cool. So then Maya is, I guess, gonna go up and try and help Trogdor.
Don't kill her.
And kind of following your lead, Maya's going to try and subdue this person. That's gonna be. What do we got here? One attack here. Another unarmed. And that is 2 hits. So between Trogdor with a thump with the mace and then a quarterstaff and a kick from Maya, this person's taking a beating already. Still actually in surprisingly good shape, but certainly taking some punishment. Trogdor, what are you doing?
You said they're still looking in good shape.
I mean, visibly like having taken some damage, but not unconscious, for example.
Okay. Uh. Okay, I'll just continue with what I was doing.
Beating the shit out of a girl.
Pretty much.
Kurt.
Oh wow. Okay. So out
It's
of
just-
nowhere.
Why won't you die?
Yeah, just fucking gank squad over here.
We slipped in today is what she's thinking.
Yeah, despite the now screaming and even more blood than there already was here splattering everywhere, she is still standing, not looking too happy. Uh,
48 damage plus minus.
Yep. Okay. Is that it for Trogdor?
Yeah.
Okay. Then Lilith, what are you doing?
How do I move this part? Oh, never mind.
Whoa! Jeez.
I'm a bird. I'm fast. And for my action, I turn back into a drow.
Cool.
So that's it.
All right. Bungdo, up on the roof with Togar. What are you doing?
I think what I do. Produce flame, probably.
Okay.
The fuck is my sheet? Okay. And open it back up.
Get your measuring stick out of here. That damage.
Yeah. So just everyone rounding the corner and beating the shit
Wait.
out of this person.
Was that a crit?
No.
Yeah, no. You rolled a 12.
Oh, the +8. Okay, never mind. Look, we don't have to talk about it.
Okay. So then from seemingly nowhere, a little fireball just whoosh comes down and ignites on this person's chest. And yeah, anything else from Bungdo?
Nah.
Okay. Hmm.
I do want to take my my action at some point, whether now or after this person does their thing.
Okay. Well, let's see what we got here. All right. So then this person is
Hitting limbs.
all right. Going to start saying something and making a couple of quick gestures with her hand, go invisible or gone. I guess you'll have to find out. So as this person has seemingly disappeared from the battlefield,
I cast
What's
produce flame
Toga
on the
doing?
spot where she was.
Well, being that I was
We'll see.
watching,
Yeah.
Did I recognize what she did?
Hmm.
Since I
Um.
have Misty Step, I have Invisibility. Did I recognize the spell?
You would have no reason to recognize the spell, so no.
All right, I am going to go ahead and Then cast. Fuck casting shit.
Oh, we're still in initiative. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought we were out.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pull my magical dagger out and chuck it.
Okay.
Like at the spot.
Okay, then go ahead and roll your attack at disadvantage, because if they're there, you certainly don't have the greatest time aiming at them. Oh my god! Okay.
Because fuck them.
Alright. So yeah, you throw your dagger, and sure enough, there is a blood splat as it seemingly sticks in nothing.
Alright. So was that just my action for this one, or was that like my reaction kind of thing?
It wouldn't be a reaction. I'd say we could call that your held action from
Okay.
before.
Alright. Well,
Since they did then do something which you were queuing on basically them pulling some shit, which they did.
yeah.
So
Okay, so I'm gonna say she's still there, and I'm going to I'm gonna whip out my big black gun, and I'm going to take aim at that general area, and like I'm leaving the dagger there, so I'm not
Okay.
recalling it. So it's
Alright.
stuck in her leg or wherever. Can I aim at that dagger and shoot just above it?
it is still with disadvantage.
Is it? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I will do that then.
Okay. And so you shoot, and there's this deafening and another blood splatter appears on the wall.
Oh, please don't kill her.
And Bungdo will see me roll my hand over and then roll it back. And I have a musket ball, some powder, and a little packing tool in my hand. And I load it up, pack it down, and then I flip my hand and the packing tool is gone. And I
Bungo's
just
looking
take
at a
aim.
bird.
Oh. Well, if Bungdo wanted to see that, that was what you would see. And I take aim and that will end my turn.
Okay. Let's bring us back to Maya. Who is going to just keep laying into this chick, I guess. So, disadvantage, quarterstaff, unarmed.
Because fucking... We really want to take
Christ.
this bitch out.
I guess.
28?
That's a crit.
Damn,
Alright.
unfortunately, it was disadvantage.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So there's a thud as the quarterstaff connects with something, and finally somebody misses an attack with that 10.
Concentration?
Let's see. There are some that I do and some that I don't need to make checks for. So, yeah, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. We'll see.
Some salt and pepper.
Okay, so we've got that. So far, so good. Alright.
Damn.
Trogdor.
Oh, wait.
How you
Actually,
doing?
question.
Yes.
Did I get sneak attack on that?
On
Because
both of those?
she's surrounded by everybody.
Well, you can only get sneak attack once per turn to answer Brown's question, but yes, you should get one.
Well, technically it would be both, because I didn't use my action prior to I held it. And then she tried some
yeah.
shit, I used it.
Yeah, that is
So-
true.
2 sneak attacks.
Mm-hmm.
So there's one, and there's another one.
Oh,
Okay.
Sorry about that. I was thinking about that. I'm like, wait, she's still surrounded.
Is that the damage?
yeah.
That is.
Oh my god.
All right.
Christ.
Why did you just murder this lady?
And murder her you do,
I
as
don't know who this is.
as she just appears limp and lifeless now,
Oh
slumped
God.
against the wall. is like episode 1 all over again.
Yeah.
Kill. To do,
Are we still in initiative?
I mean, against yourselves, I guess.
Did I legit kill her, or is she just unconscious?
I would say with that and the fact that she's not visible, so you can't really take that much care to not kill her. She's dead.
No.
Gosh.
I guess I'm rifling through her corpse to look for anything of use.
I just kind of peer down and I see them all looking kind of upset, and I'm like, "Oops."
I just like back up in horror. I'm just like, what the
Bungdo
hell
casts
just
produce
happened?
flame on Trogdor.
What?
What?
Oh God!
Oh Jesus!
I'm so sorry.
Why?
Sorry, I missed. It never crits.
So do I take 18 damage?
Let's see.
Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah.
go ahead and healing. Healing word 2.
So
Get
so
you,
you'd
then heal
you'd
you.
take 19, but then you heal 17, so you're down to.
Like, I just scream like I got boiling water dumped on me.
I'm so sorry. I only meant to do like 5
Ah!
As Bungdo turns around to go downstairs, Togar can hear him snickering.
Where are you going down? Oh, never mind.
We're up on top of the roof.
Yeah.
Up top, motherfucker.
Can I look at her and see if there's like symbols on her, like the other people?
There, there does seem to be a now very bloodstained and dinged up duplicate of the symbols that you saw around the necks.
And that was the Orcus one, right?
Kind of in the same vein as like the Orcus or Necromancy symbols that you've seen, yeah.
Lilith looked horrified when they all brutally murdered her, but now she just kind of like, alright.
I would like to just kind of climb down from where I am.
Okay. Go ahead and just give me a dex check. As long as it's not catastrophic, you should be all right.
Even if it is catastrophic. Can I do like
Okay.
a flip as I jump down?
Sure.
Okay.
You do a flip and land down in the snow, and you gracefully manage to, while you do sink in a little bit, it's not far enough that you've got that unfortunate point of no return when you're kind of slowly getting into a pool feeling. But yeah,
All right. Cool.
so you're all back down on the ground level, if that's what you choose to do.
All right. Yep.
What kind of loots did I find on the body?
Yeah, I'm gonna walk over here and kind of walk over next to Lilith.
All right. You obviously find the symbol that was around the lady's neck. Some thick, dark robes. Obviously, pretty suitable for the colder climates of places like Drake's Landing. And let's see. As far as anything else, find.
Can I take her cool looking hat?
She doesn't have a cool looking hat or mask. That's just the generic cultist
Oh.
thing on Roll20.
Can she just happen to have a cheap plastic cool looking mask that I can just take? I kind of like that
But-
mask.
Say a plastic mask.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what's plastic?
I don't know. Just some cheap wooden mask then.
All right. Also on her body, you find 130 gold pieces.
Anything besides the necklace? Anything pertaining to the strange happenings around here? Like notes or anything?
No. But around this point, you do hear a creak behind you as you see a few dingy-looking faces just peering out from the now gutted homes, looking out at the scene that just unfolded here over the span of about 10 to 12 seconds.
I just look back at them and go, "Oops, hi," and just wave. And then in the middle of that, I recall the blade back to my hand that was still in her leg or wherever it was, and so I'm now
Alright.
waving like a bloody blade, and I just got.
Okay, so for flavor, I'm gonna say that blade was like sticking her to the wall, and you pull the blade out, and as it disappears, she just slumps down the wall into the snow.
That works, and I'll kind of lick the blade, just kind of put it back, and just keep waving.
Oops, I killed her.
Okay. They all just they're wide-eyed, staring at you, not saying a word.
Do they look like normal civilians?
Well, let's see what you notice. They don't seem to be wearing the symbol that she was wearing, and where she's wearing some heavy dark cloak and that kind of deal. They just more or less seem to be dressed in rags, and the nearest one you can actually see that there is a tall, thick metal collar around his neck.
Does the lady's cloak look like it's warmer and comfier than mine?
I mean, it is probably better for the weather than yours. You know, you're not from the cold mountainous regions, so. All
I take it.
right, there are a few holes in it, but.
Oh, actually, I say, here, let me help you with that, and I will cast Mending on that.
Oh, nice.
Aw, thank you.
Nice.
I forgot I get that now, so. So, yep.
All right, so you have a pretty nice looking heavier robe.
Hmm. So I just turned to the civilians. What are you guys doing here?
Just what we were told to do. They had us combing through the homes and ruins and just looking for anything, anyone, anything.
Where'd all the zombies go?
Well, they typically go back into the caverns and up to
During the day?
up to the castle. Yes.
Any more Ritos like this one? And I point down to the corpse.
The one you're talking to kind of looks down and quick glance at the corpse and looks back up at you and says, "Well, there are lots of parties sent out in the day when the dead aren't walking the streets just to recover resources. Yes."
Was this lady your friend?
No, not at all. She was terrible.
Oh, well, you're welcome then.
Let's go inside for a moment. And was there any buckets or anything in there?
I'm sure you could find a bucket somewhere.
Before we go inside, I say, hey, Trogdor, help me with this, and I'll kind of try to drag her over towards the fire.
Oh my god, why?
Well, throw her in the fire so she can't get wormed.
I create a bonfire underneath her.
That works.
Bungdo also uses produce flame.
I had an acid splash just for flavor.
Just think of Bungo holding the produce flame in his hand. It's kind of like how he dries the fruit, but he's
That's what I'm
that
doing.
in a corpse.
For the sake of using it like this, am I allowed to have 2 produce flames?
Sure.
I want to do the thingy.
What thingy?
That thingy. I want to create some water for them to drink.
Okay.
The biggest container I could find that seems water sealed.
Okay. Yeah, so after a little bit of looking around, you actually find a a good-sized barrel, kind of bordering on keg size. And just kind of peel the top off of it and fill the thing up to the brim with water. And after maybe a little bit of coaxing, they all, kind of crowd around the barrel and begin to drink.
Who says you can't lead a horse to water and make it drink?
I look quizzically at Trogdor. But I also kind of want to check out all the blood splats that are like the blood trail, like this blood trail here. Follow it in and check out where it goes.
All right.
Go with it.
Okay. Let's here. So really, it's okay. So you're both kind of going and trying to make some sense of the blood.
Yeah, just try to figure out what was going on, or
All right. So Togar, as you're looking around, following blood trail that you pointed out there, leading up to the north from the fire, and then, the one coming out of that building, you begin to sort of connect the dots and find this. It vaguely resembles some dwarven characters that you're familiar with, and so you begin to go on this tangent, thinking of how perhaps there's some sort of terrible message written out across the city in the blood of the innocent, whereas Lilith, you just happen to notice that all the blood kind of seems to lead to the north, as if people were dragged off that way.
this is
That's very different.
That's what happens when you roll a 1 and a 20.
yeah.
Tinfoil hat.
Yeah, basically, you see me pull my Santa hat and put it on, and I'm like, yeah, this is. I think they're trying to tell us something.
Do you literally have a Santa hat?
I do.
He does.
Alright, well, it's just blood. Let's go back to everyone else.
But what if they're trying to say something? And I'm like, maybe I should climb up on the roof there.
What if who's saying something? What are you
I don't
talking
know.
about?
What if the zombies? What if the worms are trying to tell us something?
The
The
word?
worms?
Yeah, with the blood.
Why? What could they be trying to tell us?
Things. I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying. Fine, but
It's just
if I see
blood.
any more signs that they're trying to tell me something, then you guys won't be stopping me.
Oh, okay. If you see more signs, then
All right. And I'll reluctantly go back to the group.
So is everyone just chilling outside, or have they gone in the house?
It sounds like they kind of congregated inside, maybe around the water barrel or something. Yeah, so after the civilians have all had their fill, we just sort of look up at, well, particularly Trogdor, because he's the one who came storming in on the the steed and produced water from nothing for them. And just, again, kind of glow in the eyes of just awe and inspiration. Like, so, who are you?
I'm Trogdor, Paladin and Cleric of Bahamut.
Are you a cleric?
Yeah, I'm multi-class.
Okay.
As he's saying this, I'm walking around and casting mending on all their outfits, trying to make them at least not shit.
Okay.
So, doing what I can.
Put it
Alright.
together and just sacks of potatoes.
I mean, it's really not much more than that, but at least they're whole sacks of potatoes rather than, bits and pieces. Okay. And at your response of, oh, Trogdor, Paladin and Cleric of Bahamut. One of them, who seems to be familiar with the Platinum Dragon, says, I knew the gods would send help. But what took so long?
Me and my party were all away. On a different plane of existence. A couple of them, actually. And apparently time works differently on those planes. When we got back, even though what seemed like a couple weeks for us, 6 months had passed.
Well, I suppose better late than never. Not that I'm not grateful, mind you, but I just wish we could have made it through this without losing as many as we did.
I looked down in guilt and realizing it was my fault because I'm the one that led the party to the portal to begin with.
I glare and hidden at Trogdor.
Is Trogdor's mini a Digimon?
No. Why do you ask?
It looks like Metal Greymon.
That was what I was thinking.
Yeah, it does.
War Greymon. War Metal Greymon?
I don't remember.
I don't. Yeah.
The Digivolved Agumon.
Confirmed.
I mean, pretty
Trogdor
close.
is giant augmented lizard man.
Yep. All right. But yeah, as you're kind of looking down guiltily, another one just chimes in and says, "So, what are you even doing here? Do you know what you're doing? What?"
Ha!
We have a general idea of what's going on. We plan on finding the source of all of this chaos and putting an end to it.
Very loosely putting an end to it.
Okay. The youngest of the group now, all of whom, by the way, have these massive metal collars around their necks,
Can I
kind of
start picking
chimes
at
in.
one? See if
Sure.
I can try to figure out how to get it off.
Sure.
What would that be?
Dragon check, but I'm
well-
scared to break someone's neck.
Oh God. Go ahead and make a check with your thieves tool.
While he does that, I'm gonna detect magic on it.
Okay. Luckily, you find that there is no magic, and
I just had a vision of him just like killing one of them.
Accident.
Eh,
It's like the slave collars in Fallout.
Yep.
All right, so yeah, the first one that Togar attempts to pick, just within a matter of seconds, just fiddling around with it, it just clicks and comes unlatched, and
Well,
so the first
geez,
one's
why
free.
couldn't they just take it off?
I guess I'm just gonna go around and try to do that too. Just as many as I can. Just pick up the collars, but I'm gonna keep them too. I'm pocketing the collars.
Okay.
I'm scared of what happens if you fail the thieves' tool.
But yeah, as this is going on, the youngest of the group, a little girl, probably not more than 12 years old, says, well, did you try looking at the castle that just appeared a few months ago in the face of the mountain?
A castle just appeared?
Well, when the dead stormed the city, there was this earthquake, avalanche, everything just seemed to be falling apart, and when the dust and snow settled, those of us who were still here, well, for the first time we saw this castle in the face of the mountain, just north of the city.
We'll definitely have to go there soon.
I think that's where all the dead go at night.
Oh. We have to find a safe spot for you all to hide at nighttime. I feel like it's gonna be too dangerous to go during the day if all of the zombies are there. And I don't want to leave you out in the open.
Where do you usually go at night?
Some of the followers of whatever his name is, they repurposed the barracks and the stockades, and they lock us all up.
How far is that from here?
Probably about 5 or 6 blocks.
I want to pick up the barrel of water. Alright, let's go.
Is it is it relatively unguarded during the day because people are out scavenging?
Well, there's always someone around in case, in case they bring in new prisoners or something of that sort. But it's certainly a lot less guarded during the day.
You guys want to go there?
Sure. How many of those collars did I get?
You would have found 4.
Alright.
How many of these people are holding you prisoner?
Well, I only know of about 5 or 6 that I've ever seen, but they talk about other people I haven't met yet, so it's hard to say.
Do you think those people are based somewhere else, or have you just not seen them?
Well, the way they talk about the dead and these other things, it sounds like some of them might be living in that castle too.
Ugh. Do you have anything more specific about what they say about them?
Well, I think I heard the name for the castle once, but it's hard to Like I didn't even understand it the first time I heard it. It was something with an M.
Can you try to pronounce it?
Something.
Must something.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, that's a good start.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, what's the plan?
I'm gonna attempt to sneak a little bit ways away from the rest of the group.
Are you opposed to Bungno joining you?
No, that's fine.
Alright, I will do the same.
I would probably just follow it because I assume we're leaving. You intended for us to not see you.
Should we take these people back to the hut we rested in overnight? Seems to be somewhat safe.
If we want to, or if you want to, yeah, I guess. I guess this will be before I sneak off.
Not too far from here, so we just take them real quick and then we can go.
All right. Well, while we're there, then you'll just hear me kind of talking, and then all of a sudden I just kind of poof.
Oh, really? Let's see that stealth check, mister.
I didn't know if Eric did it or not.
He doesn't exactly poof.
Oh.
So, I think I poofed.
And that's what matters.
Mm-hmm.
Togar, where are you going?
What? You saw? Oh.
I'm very perceptive.
I was gonna sneak off and get a head start and scout around, but
Why? Weren't you just scolding Trogdor for going off by
I
himself?
wasn't going that far. I'm sneaky. I was just gonna.
You're more sneaky than a bird.
Apparently not.
Do you want to wait for the group?
I guess.
I promise I'll sit back until you get back.
Wait, what?
I won't go up with him. I'll wait
Okay.
for him to get back.
Okay.
That's about the sound of my armor when I walk.
So, do we want to scout it before then?
Yeah. Sure. I'll let
Okay.
you do the scouting.
Well-
As a single tear runs down my face.
Well, I don't exactly want to scout by myself. I'm not crazy.
Well, alright. I'll stay here and guard you, then.
What? You'll guard me?
Yeah.
Do you mean go there and guard me?
You can merge with the bird.
I thought you were just gonna look through your bird.
Oh, yeah, well I was gonna do that, but if you wanted to go up there... My
Oh.
bird can only go 100 feet away.
Oh.
How far away... wait, did they actually tell us where they stay?
They did say that they basically are locked up in the barracks and stockade.
Oh, okay. How far away is that from where we are?
5 or 6 blocks away.
In feet.
Probably more than
More than 100.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Togar, do you want to go sneak up there with me?
Sure.
Alright. be more sneaky this time.
Oh, I'll try.
Oh,
Okay. So, the two of you are trying to sneak up. So, let's see what we got here. Alright, so who are we going to say is kind of the, I don't know, lead scout, I guess?
I have a +6 to stealth.
I'm +9. But
To stealth? Oh, you're a rogue.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Yeah, because I am a rogue.
I, for some reason, I never think you're a rogue.
Yeah, I cast spells a lot, and I shoot guns, and I'm basically an anti-rogue rogue.
Yeah. Oh, I think I always just think you're a gunslinger.
That could be.
Because you have that gun, don't you?
Yeah, he does
Out
now.
of character, yes.
Oh.
In character, I don't think you've even really seen much of it.
Well, you told me about it, like, in character, I think my first game.
About having schematics.
Oh, right.
he just acquired it like last session.
Yeah, he finished making it last session, officially. But yeah, okay.
I
So
will scout ahead.
okay. So yeah, how close are you guys looking to get exactly in your scouting endeavors?
Probably close enough for her bird to be able to like
Okay.
fly over.
Okay, so like a few buildings down, maybe. Just kind of peeking around corners and such, for at least from Togar's perspective.
Yeah. I'm
Um,
just keeping an eye out for anything around us.
Okay. So yeah, Togar kind of takes, occasionally, kind of giving the whole red light, green light treatment, coming, stay there, that stuff. You manage to make your way down the 5 blocks without much difficulty. You kind of duck into an alleyway about 3 buildings down from what is almost certainly the stockade. You can see the barred windows of almost like half underground cells, sort of almost as though it's sort of a basement type building. Looking around exterior, Togar, you can even see from down the road that there are a couple familiarly outfitted, presumably cultists, posted out front. And as Lilith uses her raven to kind of scout the place out a little bit more, it certainly seems pretty secure. There only seems to be the one way in or out that is currently guarded by the 2 cultists outside. There are a higher number of bloodstains surrounding this building and those nearby than just about anywhere except the town square that you've seen thus far. And as Lilith begins to bring the raven back, as Togar is watching, you can see one of the cultists out front sort of follow the flight of the raven.
Did you
And
say
you-
I saw that, or just Togar did?
You wouldn't have seen it because you were flying away from them, basically. But Togar sees it.
I'll kind of get close to her and just whisper, "Get the raven away from us! Fly the raven away!"
And I immediately flied away.
Okay.
I didn't know if you could hear me or not.
Why would I not be able to hear you?
Because you're. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I can.
You're just kind of
Birds
like.
don't have ears.
You just kind of stand there in a trance, don't you? When you're in. Through the eyes of the bird.
Yeah. It doesn't say that I can't, like, hear or see.
I
from-
wasn't sure. I didn't know. I know. Like, I think it's wizards have the familiar thing that they can do that too, but.
Yeah.
They can't feel. They can feel, but they can't see or. I don't think they can hear either, can they?
You're talking about the find familiar spell?
I don't know. Oh well. Yeah, I mean, if you can
Anyway.
hear, then it's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Um,
just fly it, like, on top of the building, and then off the back way, so that they don't see it leave. Like, circle it around to me.
okay. As Togar kind of continues on watching, you do see one of the cultists seemingly leave their post and start walking down the street in your direction.
All right. I'll kind of start nudging Lilith. We gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go.
Okay. I follow.
And I'll head off in the opposite direction, like kind of around. So he's coming. Which way do we have to go to get back to everybody?
So you would essentially have to go west, back to the town square.
Okay. So, and he's coming. Is he heading west, or which way is he?
Yeah,
heading?
he is heading west, away from the stockades.
Okay. Are these like kind of square city blocks where you can go like a block north, a block west, and then like you can kind of, you know.
More or less. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's certainly close.
All right. We'll go north and then start cutting west once we head a block or two north,
Okay.
just away from him.
All right. Yeah, and you're able to do that without any real problem. So yes, you do eventually make your way back to the rest of. What are you guys doing once you reunite?
I'll say, hey guys, we just went out and scouted. There were 3 guards, or were there? We saw 2.
You saw 2.
Okay. There are at least 2 guards out front. Not sure what else is going on. I might be able to get up top and pick some locks with my mage hand.
I think they know something is up, though. So we have to be careful.
Yeah, they appeared to be following her raven when it was scouting.
And we didn't get a chance to see inside.
So we can do this. We just got to be smart about it.
I feel like we could make use of your Orcus symbol.
My Orcus symbol?
Yeah. These are followers of Orcus.
I reach in my bag, pull it out, and hand it to her. Here you go.
Ugh, I do not take it.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you would be the most sensible one to wear it. I would think. Fine, I can wear it, but I'm not really Orcus material. I mean, I guess if maybe I can, and I'll kind of walk over to Maya and reach in the bag and pull out the
Did
worm
you
in a
just
jar.
call me Orcus material?
No, I said you'd be more Orcus material than I would.
Ooh, shit!
But
My god is the Raven Queen.
I know that. But, I mean, dark elves are not necessarily the...
Saying that because of her color?
I really wish we had video right now. is making some rude faces.
That's fine. I'm a dwarf. So, D&D racism at its finest, folks.
That's what's good about Eberron. Just say.
I know. Anyway, I will. I guess I'll put it on.
Well,
Put on that robe too.
I wish we knew, like, I was thinking we could, like, infiltrate them somehow, but I don't even know what they're trying, like, other than just looking through houses, doing.
Sure would be cool if you had like a living person you could interrogate.
I know!
I know, right?
Just for the record, I didn't even attack that lady. I wanted to question her. And everyone got all murder happy.
So while she is talking, I will cast this on myself and turn into essentially a smaller version of the lady we killed earlier. And just kind of stand there staring at
Oh
Lilith.
my god.
And I'll just say, until Lilith looks at me, I'll just kind of stand there and stare at her.
I think I've been talking to you, so
Oh.
I've been looking at you the whole time.
And I'll say, well, there. Are you happy? We have somebody that looks
Say
exactly
it.
like somebody.
Say it in a feminine voice. You're a woman now.
I can disguise myself, not my voice, alright?
Wait, disguise self doesn't change your voice.
This is a good question, isn't it?
You make yourself, including your clothing, armor, weapons, and other belongings in your person, look different. You can seem a foot shorter or taller, thin, fat, or in between. They fail to hold up to physical inspection. Yeah, no, it has nothing about
jeez.
voice. I think it's
Oh.
purely a visual thing.
I wish we knew that lady's name. I go back and shoot. Did we leave the civilians somewhere?
This is the equivalent of shit. Where did we leave the kids? The civilians are back at the house we stayed in.
Why did we not ask what that lady's name was?
Lack of
Whoever's
foresight.
super killing her.
Is it very far to walk back there?
You can merge with your raven and then fly there and ask him.
Yeah.
It's like 2-3 blocks.
More than a feet, than 1 foot.
More than a feet.
More than a feet.
More than 1 foot. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Lilith, with a great eye roll and a sigh, merges with her raven, flies over to them, and, like, right in front of them just becomes a drow again.
Okay. It definitely takes them by surprise.
Did any of you happen to catch that lady's name we killed?
The little 12-year-old girl just says, Vinka, and she spits.
Alright, Vinka.
See, it's good she died.
Yeah, I mean, I would have liked to question her. So, we're about to do some infiltration here. Is there any information you guys can give me to make our job easy?
Let's see what they remembered as they were being oppressed. Alright, so the one guy in the group steps forward and says, well, I think I remember the name of the castle that they were talking about living in, that the girl here was trying to remember the name of. I think they referred to it as Marutsamak.
Okay, you want to spell that for me?
Probably should, because it's not anything like how it sounds. Not that they would exactly know how to spell it, but
Are they all illiterate?
I mean, okay. Would you know how to spell this?
First, yeah, sure. Marzunk. Yep.
Yep, 100% legit.
Okay. Is that all they have to say?
Do they know the passwords they have to give?
Well, you're not there, but
I don't know these people.
And what was that lady's name? Too, just so I can put it in my notes.
It was Vinka. Yes, Vinka with a spit sound after it.
Vinka?
Yeah, Vinka.
Okay.
Inca, Vecna.
You weren't there. You don't know.
Let's see, what else? Name of the castle is Marut Samak. There's a lot of talk about worms and the age of worms. That whole deal. That's about it.
Okay. Thank you kindly, and I turn into a raven and fly.
Okay.
So where am I? I don't remember leaving.
Well,
I thought they went to scout ahead and we stayed here. Everyone else.
yeah, I guess it would seem that people brought the civilians back to the house. I don't know.
That was my idea.
Well, if you'd like to retcon it and say they're not at that house, they're at a different house, we could do that.
What? Where am I at?
From the sound of it, back at the town square. I think the idea was leave the civilians in the outskirts of town at the place where you spent the night, because that's, reasonably far away from where you guys think the zombies come from. And then you're kind of at your most forward position right now, which is the town square.
Oh. Okay.
So, that being the case, go ahead.
Why does Trogdor's steed not have a name?
Because he hasn't given it one.
Ask my steed what he would like to be named.
Can I speak to your steed? Does he know common?
Nope.
Draconic and celestial.
Let me see if I know Draconic. I don't know Draconic. That's weird, because I know a lot of languages.
You don't have any spells that can teach you, or that you can...
I have 2 spell slots. I'm not using one to talk to a steed.
You don't have comprehend
Well, you
language,
should. It's a very interesting steed.
Well, I don't know. I've never talked to him.
Spoken like a true dark elf.
Hey. We cannot speak to each other with thieves can't, though.
Oh, we can.
Eh.
There you go. But to answer Trogdor's question, the steed's name is Norganoth, Protector of the Sky.
Damn, your steed's badass.
How does one protect the sky with no wings?
Yeah. He's really tall?
He's not really that tall.
He's a fucking half dragon.
He really hasn't done anything other than die either.
And be inconveniently sized.
You copy paste his name.
Yes. The actual name is that.
Alright, nice.
So did we decide that we were with the civilians.
Yeah, no, I think every party is still at the town square, and the
Okay.
civilians are back at the place where you guys spent the night.
And you flew back as an afterthought to ask them some questions while we waited, and
Yep.
flew back to us.
Okay. Alright, so I land in front of you guys. Alright, your name is Vinka, and you're from Castle Marzamak.
Do I really have to say it that slow?
Eric, please say it again.
It's Marutzamak.
Marzamak. Okay. Where's the U?
It's
There's
between
a W.
and a Z.
Oh. Okay.
By the way, I will have you know I take all of this stuff from real languages, so blame real human people who speak this way.
Stupid real human people who speak this way. They didn't give me much information other than apparently we're in the age of which doesn't sound very pleasant, but I guess
Age
that
of Worms.
that tracks.
I have a thing on that.
A thing?
Mm-hmm.
What thing?
That was Caius.
What?
Caius? Yes.
From
I haven't-
Karnath?
No.
Well.
Not quite. Different Caius.
So he's not a vampire.
I'm glad that
Is
you made
it,
that connection, because I was wondering.
Caius the Pious?
No. Caius was the follower of Orcus.
Oh.
So he was indeed pious.
Anyway, he wanted to bring about an age of worms.
Are you saying Caius with a K or Pius?
Caius with a K.
Okay.
But yes, he wanted to accomplish this through the means of the sickly green worms that would spread his curse, contaminate the entire world, and he wanted to remake it in Orcus's image. He was betrayed by another necromancer and was sealed in a stone tablet.
Cool.
He was betrayed by Tristana. And then I closed my book and put it away.
Don't you guys have some weird tablet?
Yeah.
What's that about?
I don't know, it's some tablet that Trogdor can get us to that city of a bunch of assholes.
Oh, jeez. The city of doors.
Yeah.
The city of assholes.
Doors, assholes, they're about the whole.
Yeah.
So, what are you guys doing? Togar has an hour on the spell.
Well, we could fake as prisoners.
I'm not taking off all my armor and being looking defenseless.
Does Maya have armor?
Maya does not have armor. She just has her kind of desert monk garb.
I could have Maya as a prisoner.
Or sacrifice her to Kaya.
Oh, jeez!
Well, Bungdo can turn into an animal, so they won't know. It's two of us. And
I can pretend to be a double agent.
Do we... Ooh. Did we get that symbol off of, Vinka before we burned her body up?
Yep.
So we have two symbols.
My Orcus symbol doesn't work.
What do you mean it doesn't work? Isn't it just like a emblem?
No, I need new batteries for it. It's not the same type of symbol.
It is a different symbol, so there is that.
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming it probably won't work the same.
Okay, well,
Should I wear the legit symbol?
But do it.
yeah. I mean, yeah, if you think that yours won't pass.
Alright.
I guess you should have this cloak too. And I give him the big fuzzy cloak.
Can I Arcana check the necklace?
Sure. Let's see here.
I just want to make sure it's not like fucking cursed. I put it on and I just spew worms out of my orifice.
And I'll do detect magic on it too.
Okay. Yeah, you don't detect anything innately magical about it.
Alright. Well, I'll put it on.
Okay.
And then I'll grab my chest like I'm dying. And when nobody reacts, I'll just be like, wow, you guys suck.
I'm sorry, did you want us all to murder you in 6 seconds?
No. Fair point.
That's a bad one.
Alright, I will just kind of go outside and let them decide who wants to be prisoner.
Well, let me check if I wear armor.
I don't think you
Oh,
do.
you can be... I can also cast Disguise Self, so I can just cover my armor with that, and then you could be pretending to lead me and Maya.
Wait, why don't you take the appearance of her because you're about the same size as her? You're at
And
least
a woman.
closer than a fucking dwarf.
I'm a woman, so similar voice.
Yeah.
I was gonna suggest it, but you just went on and wasted a spell slot. I didn't want to be mean.
I was just doing it to show you that I have that person in my memory, so I can... You can become one off of me. And we'll make sure we get the features right.
Ew, okay. Can I have my cloak back then?
Yeah, here. It's a little too big for me anyway.
Okay, and I turn into Vinka.
Okay.
And I don't imitate how she sounds because we killed her before she spoke.
Well, hey, if you have to scream bloody murder, you'll be really prepared for that.
She got lint so hard.
I literally had one turn. That's how quickly she died. Okay, so, do you want to pretend to be a prisoner then?
I suppose. And then you see just the mini-me Vinkus form morph into just basically a dwarf wearing rags. And I will use a second disguise self.
Okay. So, who do we have? I always forget who's the druid. Is it Bungda?
It is.
Indeed.
So, how's Trogdor getting in?
Probably as
Try
his
passing
usual
a
self.
sword for hire.
Okay.
Hey, I was wandering in the area and then ran into you, and you convinced me to a greater cause, quote unquote.
Okay. So, here's a question.
Mm-hmm.
What are we even saying to these people to get... What's our reasoning for them, like...
I'm the prisoners.
Like, we just returned randomly in the middle of the day?
Yeah, we got attacked. We got attacked by some...
By you!
me.
You put your armor... Yeah, you put your armor back on. This guy killed all of our looters.
No, don't do it to me.
What? Why? That would make sense. You and Maya.
No,
And that's why
we got
you're a
we
prisoner.
got attacked by a white werewolf.
For the record, I have Becca's very hesitant consent for Maya to be a fake prisoner.
Okay.
She's probably like, what's going on?
Yeah, we've done this before, and she's always very hesitant to agree.
I feel like she's very hesitant for anything.
But we could say that we were out scouting around the edge and got attacked by a white werewolf, and I kind of glance over at Trogdor because he was the one who talked to Naren.
So you want to tell these cultists that your friend is out in the woods?
They would already know that.
Okay. Alright.
But we could say that we got attacked, and you were coming back to get some more slaves to help you look.
That sounds so horrible. All my slaves died. I need some new ones. It makes
Just
sense.
by what I've heard of
Cultists,
this lady
though.
talking, it sounds
You
like
didn't
she
hear
really
her
didn't
talk.
care. Well, yeah, we did. We heard her yelling, screaming orders.
Oh, we did. Oh, can I imitate her voice then?
Sure, it's this really like harsh, raspy, kind of snooty British accent.
I found prisoners.
Perfect.
They were wandering out in the woods.
Fucking hocus pocus here.
But yes, yeah, she sounded like she really didn't care, so...
Alright, perf. Can warlocks get fireball? Because why don't I have fireball?
I'm pretty sure you can.
Jeez, I'm crazy.
Did you say no?
No, you can't. Oh, okay.
Swordfooter and Wizardsville, I believe.
Oh.
Well, that's why I don't have it then. Okay, how are we gonna do this?
Sure. And I'll pull out a collar out of nowhere, flip it around my, I'm not actually going to clasp it, being that I know how to unlock it. I'm just going to leave it unlatched and just kind of have it hanging there. But I'll hide it behind me, like behind my head.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
like under my hair, so it looks like I've got it. Everything's good.
Alright.
Gotcha.
Give one to Maya.
And yeah, I'll do the same thing for Maya. I'll have her let her hair down, and I'll hide the clasp behind her hair, unclasped.
Okay.
Yep. And I'll whisper to Maya. I'll go, look sullen and downtrodden.
She gives you a very sullen look, if not entirely downtrodden.
A little more downtrodden, but you're doing great. And I assume just a real beaten, like, hunchback, like, dwarf look. Like the soul has been beaten out of me. And start kind of
Okay.
following.
Alright.
Oh, I'm a bit nervous. I'm worried about to go in there. There's gonna be hundreds of zombies, and my weapon's gonna start glowing and vibrating and give me away.
Put it in a bag of holding.
Oh, I'm gonna need it if it shit hits the fan.
Bundle, what animal do you turn into?
That's a good question. Let me look at what I have.
You could turn into something small and just sit in my pocket.
Oh.
I'm gonna turn into a rat.
Alright.
Is Phil with you or Philip?
Oh my god, ratception.
Yes. He always is. I
Yet
have a
another
rat named
pet.
Philip.
Yeah, yet another pet of the party that almost never gets mentioned.
I find out about a new pet every week.
Yeah.
I sent texts with these civilians. I don't want them to come in with us.
Okay.
You left a fucking kobold with a bunch of civilians.
We gave them stuff.
There's a steed and a kobold, right?
Yeah.
But the kobold is
Okay,
back
yeah.
with the civilians.
No, he rides a kobold into battle.
and a mouse. What else is there?
I mean, I guess Trogdor is technically considered a pet too.
Oh, geez.
Oh.
I mean, you do have the kobold as a pet, so that makes sense.
There's your raven.
Yeah,
I don't
she's
have
obviously
any
the
pets.
coolest.
I don't have any pets yet.
We'll get you one. Don't worry.
I'm working on
You
it.
got a mouse now.
Well, yeah. I've got Bungdo the rat.
Well, there's Philip the rat, and then there's Bungdo the rat, played by Philip.
Mm-hmm.
What happens to Philip the rat when Bungdo turns into a rat?
He's just right now. I give Philip the rat to Togar first, and then I turn into a rat, and then I give him a little rat bro high five.
There you go.
I set them
That's what
down and I
happens.
say, "You two fight to the death."
Oh my gosh.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. And I grab them both and
I start choking out the other rat,
Oh, no.
but you know, playfully.
I grab
And
Bungdo
then
the
he
rat.
plays
just
dead
kind
because he knows how to.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
we think you actually killed him.
This is why I have a pet rat.
I look
kill it.
horrified at Bungdo the rat, and I'm like, "You're a fucking monster!" And I just put him in a pocket.
You see him kind of snicker, and then the other one hops up with like a little ta-da pose, and I do it right next to him. Little sideshow.
I grab them both and stick them. You know what? I'll stick them in the same pocket. Not like a cramped pocket. It's a big pocket.
Nah, dude, we snuggling.
Oh.
I think it's more than that.
Now,
Alrighty then.
I have to find a girl rat for Philip. So we're just like discussing it. It's bro talk.
And it's a girl, right?
Good.
Alright, we should move on.
So,
Yes. So I look sullen and downtrodden with two fucking squeaking rats in my pocket.
you should stop cutting out like
Oh,
for every word.
okay. Better?
Yeah.
So far.
Alright, I said I look sullen and downtrodden with two fucking squeaking rats in my pocket. And I will follow Vinka in.
Okay. So that takes care of you and Bungdo and Maya and Trogdor. You're going with the sword for hire bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm hoping that vision was from Bahamut. Not the enemy.
Okay. So, how do you proceed?
Okay,
With
so
gusto.
I've put on like this I'm better than you attitude, which I assume Vinka would have. And I approached the two guards. Oh shoot, how did I sound like? My civilians got destroyed by a white wolf. These two were also attacking them. Shit, we didn't decide what you two were doing. That was out of character. I found these two. They were working with the white wolf. I need more civilians so I can continue looting these houses over here.
Okay.
And I use this.
All right. So let's see. Cool. Let's see what we got
Deception?
here. Yeah. Well, hold on. Actually, I'll. What's your deception modifier?
It's +7.
Okay. All right. So they kind of look at one another and kind of shrug and say, "And so, what is it that you need? You need more slaves?"
Yes, I need to finish looting these houses. We weren't quite done.
Very well. Come in. And one of them opens the door and leads you into a rather open front section of this building. You're kind of standing in a larger room. Looks to be about 40 feet wide, about 20 feet deep, and there are a row of desks situated on the opposite wall from where you've entered. And looking beyond the scope of this room, you see almost the entirety of the rest of the building, which you saw from the outside was pretty large, is made up of cell after cell, reasonably small, about 10 by 10 feet. There are a few that are occupied, but most of them are empty at the moment. Doors open, seemingly unlocked. And the inside of this place just smells awful.
Like dead people awful?
Dead people, let's say they're not on top of the waste situation.
Oh,
Yeah. And Trogdor, you're using your divine sense.
Trogdor passes out from how bad overeating he gets.
Let's see. You do not sense any celestials, fiends, or undead with. But so yes, you're all let in, and one of the guards sort of stays with you, keeping an eye on the group. The other walks just across the desk. His back is turned, but he's probably not more than about 10 feet from you at any given time. And he begins rifling through the drawers of a desk until he produces a large ring of keys, some of which are rusted and to the point of some of them having just broken off. But he does eventually close the drawer with a lock and make his way back over to you. And says, "And how many more do you need?"
how many were there? That was over there?
That you can see in here or in the group that she had?
The group that she had.
There would have been 4 of them.
4?
Yeah.
They all died. I need 4 more.
And with a nod, he turns again to count the number of prisoners that are still held here. And you see he begins to kind of make his way back, get a look at some of the deeper cells, the kind of further reaches of the place. And yeah, he begins to walk down the hall.
So, where is the other one positioned? Like, what angle?
Alright, so as of right now, you're essentially between the 2 guards, although the one who's walking toward the cells is a bit farther away. The other one who's not going into the cell area is about 5 feet from the door, kind of flanking the group.
Okay, so as soon as the one opens or like unlocks the cell, I'm gonna cast that on the one near the door. Or yeah. The one that's not unlocking the cell.
Damn.
Okay. Let's... Okay. So, you cast that, and all of a sudden the ice and hail just begins to and bludgeon this guy. And let's...
Time has passed since we beat the crap out of that woman.
That probably would have been... Let's call that a couple hours, because you had to deal with the civilians and do your recon and all that stuff.
Aw.
Why do you ask?
I wanted to transfer Hunter's Mark, but it's been too long.
Okay. And you said this was targeted at one by the door?
The one not near the cells with the
Yeah.
people.
Okay. Good stuff. Alright. So, yeah, the the other cultist here by the door, as the stuff materializes, kind of shields himself with his arms, and you hear him yell deeper into the depths of the building, "Come back, I need help!" Okay.
I would like to attempt to grab a knife and throw it into
You're cutting
that...
out again.
Really?
Yep.
I hear that.
How about now?
Yeah, you're good now.
I would like to grab a knife and just throw it and try to jam it into that guy's windpipe when he's yelling.
Okay. As you're doing that, you hear a disembodied voice from very close by say, "I wouldn't do that if I were you."
A disembodied, it's just in my head?
It seems to be coming from somewhere, but you can't see where.
Does everyone hear it?
Yeah.
And I'll say, and why not?
Because you're drastically out.
I'm
And-
just keeping my cool and I'm not tagging anything.
And if I'm not mistaken, you would like to live another day.
That would be desirable, yeah.
And be a good lad and set it down.
You see me drop my dagger.
Alright. You just hear the voice say, "Good. Now, would anyone else like to try anything foolish?"
What are you Eldritch blasting him?
The guy by the door. Lilith
Okay.
doesn't care.
Okay. It does hit the guy.
Well, it's two, actually.
They both hit the guy. So as he's like recovering, you know, kind of catching his balance on the newly formed ice, you just poof, poof,
Blast him.
slam him back against the wall.
Does he fall because he's just getting slammed?
Yeah, at this point he's not unconscious, but he's definitely on the ground, kind of like scrambling on the ice. Get back up.
At this point, almost faster than you can see, the dagger disappears from the ground, comes into my hand, and leaves my hand. I'm throwing it at him. I'm with her.
Okay.
So that would be with advantage because he is prone, correct?
If you're throwing it, it's a range attack, so it would be
Oh.
disadvantage. But thanks for trying.
Does it even out? Because he would have gotten advantage?
Then never mind. You just see it come back. You see it disappear. And I put it back in my belt.
Okay. um, let's see. Okay. Lilith. At this point, you see materializing around where you would think that voice had been emanating from. A familiar and terrible shape.
Ugh.
In the forebode act.
Mind Flayer.
Minotaur.
Somebody was right. But I need you to go ahead and make a wisdom save.
Ooh, I don't like that. Nice.
+3, so 26. Well, actually, she was within 10 feet.
Okay, so there is just the flickering but soon fading outline of a mind flare in the corner of the room near the desk. But even as that dissipates, let's see, I would like you to
Attack of opportunity.
attack of opportunity, huh?
It ran away from our range.
Let's see. I need you to make another wisdom save, Lilith. Okay.
+3. Right?
All right. Yeah, that's a good thing. Let's see if it's enough. All right. So Lilith, as the mind flare in the far corner dissipates, another one materializes and begins to reach out in an attempt to grab you by the shoulder. And you can see the tentacles beginning to part. Let's see. That's all that happens at this point. All the rest of you, by the way, just see Lilith reacting as though she's being grabbed by something. But you can't see anything.
Is the thingy within 5 feet of me?
The thingy? What thingy?
Whatever is attacking her.
It could be, I suppose. Let's say, yeah, if there's a thing there, it's within 5 feet of you.
Because my feet would kick in. Unless that doesn't count as an attack.
I'll be back in just a second.
Okay, show me the feet you're talking about.
Show me your feet.
Show me your feet. Okay. Well, you don't see anything there. I would say you can try and make an attack there, but if there's nothing there, it'll be a whip.
Normal or disadvantage?
Well, this would be an invisible creature if it's there, so that would be with disadvantage. Okay.
Damn.
You swing your mace and you do not connect with the thing.
Okay.
Is there anything else anyone would like to do? Kind of playing it fast and loose with initiative here.
I'm gonna say, whoa, 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 whoa. Let's talk about this. Alright? Lilith?
You
Stop.
don't talk with a mind flare.
Lilith. And I'm giving her that, come on, stop fighting. Let's just get the fuck out of here look.
And the
Right.
voice erupts again from the saying, "I can make it go away if you'll behave."
And I'll hold my hands up saying, I'm gonna behave. I'm willing to talk.
I lower my hands.
Okay. And just as the mind flare is about to, well, seemingly latch onto your skull, it just dissipates. The guard in the corner kind of scrambles his way up the corner, up the wall, still slipping a couple of times, but
Alright, I'm back.
okay. But other than that, everything is quiet and still. So, what is it that brings you here? Whoever it is that you are.
Well, Mr. Flair? I don't know your name. I'm sorry. We actually have just come back to this plane after a nice 6-month-long vacation in the Plane of Doors. Or City of Doors, or I don't know. A bunch of jackasses live there. Anyway, we became aware of, well, obviously what's going on. But, yeah. We came to investigate. I didn't realize the scope of things, and now that I realize the scope of things, I shall be leaving and leave you to your whatever you're doing here.
There's a brief chuckle, and just and what makes you think you'll be leaving here anytime soon?
It's a good question.
Are we able to see the flickering of the mind flare?
No one except Lilith was able to see.
Oh, okay.
I've got bigger fish to fry than dying in this place. So, I don't know. I don't see myself being stuck here for too long.
I butt into the conversation. Tell us what your name is.
Why would I do that when you haven't even given me your dog door?
Well, clearly it's unnecessary if you already know who I am.
So, I'll have you note, from this point on, I have just a dwarven chant playing through my head. That's all I'm thinking about. Just
Okay.
thinking it real loud.
Okay.
La 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 la, get out of my head!
Basically.
My name is not important. What is important is the fact that there seems to have been a drastic failure. Security measures up to point. I must say I'm quite grateful to whoever it is that directed you squarely into the jaws of perhaps the most fortified location in the city, other than itself. But no matter the means by which you reach this point, what matters is you're here. And I'm still not entirely convinced you're here by accident. He looks over at Lilith and says, "So, you're clearly not one of us. Who are you and what are you doing here?"
I'm
He
here.
materializes, and you can see there's another robe, by the way.
Another robe?
Another robed cultist.
Oh.
Wait, so he appears as just a robed cultist?
Yeah.
I'll just say, ugh. Just an immediate reaction to seeing Octopus face.
You don't see Octopus face.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant he was just
No.
he's just a
Nope,
cultist.
Yeah, you just see basically another one of the people that you've been dealing with thus far, by the looks of things.
How far is he?
From you, he's probably about 15.
15 feet? Okay. Is there any enemies within 5 feet?
Of you?
Yeah.
Not right now.
Good. Bad. With a 13 hit. Oh, wait, no.
A 13.
Did it roll? Plus
It rolled an
2,
8.
Okay, it already did it. So does an 8 hit?
An 8 does not hit.
Well, there goes that spell.
I guess we're here to kill you.
Oh shit!
Do you know each other?
I know enough about him to know I want to kill him.
But how? He's just another cultist.
Weird cultist guy. What's your mission here?
You're so fucking sassy.
He says, "Well, I would love to speak more on that subject, but first, why don't you have a seat over there in that cell? And I
want to
need
butt in
you.
and say, why don't you go sit in the cell?
Well, first, I need
Give him a
Lilith
high
to make a
five.
wisdom save."
Oh,
Damn. And he's not an aberration, so I don't get advantage.
No.
Mm.
doesn't need.
Nice.
Too strong.
Why don't I not sit in that cell?
No.
Whether you want to or not, you'll end up there. I suppose we can speak here for the time being.
Don't be bitch. Don't run away. Fight us now.
He says, "All I want is to help the world at large realize its potential for eternal life."
Eternal life as what? These worm-infested shitbags?
He doesn't even acknowledge what you just said. He just says, no matter what the so-called gods may tell you, there's only one way to live forever. And that is what we seek.
And how come you haven't done it to yourself then?
How old are you?
Wouldn't you like to know?
You seek it through what? Orcus?
Well, the only way to truly defeat death is to overcome it entirely with the powers that are harnessed by Orcus and the most devout of his followers.
Orcus is just using you. He's just another demon.
And what of you and your deity?
I have chosen this path.
And what has
I'm
he
not-
done for you?
I present my mace, pointing it right at him.
It looks like a giant vibrator.
Way to keep the tone. Good job.
Yeah.
So, he's given you, what? Piece of metal.
And I can also quit at any time. I won't be stabbed in the back if I decide I don't want to follow him anymore.
He just pauses, looks at you, shakes his head, looks at the rest of the group, and you just see him whisper something under his breath, disappear.
I just shout out, "Coward!"
And in fact, all of the cultists in this building that you can see seem to have disappeared.
Oh. I will. I'm gonna attempt to, like, I don't want to throw it, like, to hit him. I just want to try to bounce it off of him. I want to throw my dagger and see if he's still there.
Okay.
Like, I'm not throwing necessarily to hit him, I'm throwing to not hit him, I guess. If that makes sense.
So, I mean, you still want to make contact, but you don't want
I want to hit him
like-
with the hilt, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
You don't hit anything.
Well, they must be gone.
I run over to the cells with the civilians and I start laying them.
You start what?
Like helping them out.
Okay. They are all seemingly locked.
I'm picking them.
Okay.
I look for the key that the person had.
Seems to have disappeared within.
Shoot. And these are only like 10 by 10 cells, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Curiosity, Lilith. From what we've seen of these things and what you know of them, couldn't all of these prisoners possibly be under their control as well? So wouldn't we, by freeing all of these people, essentially be freeing an army to potentially attack us or turn on us at any time?
Do the people look like they're enthralled?
Just having seen, like, the football field of people that were attacking me or chasing me, or what felt like a football field, I just want to make sure.
I mean, the people in these cells all seem to be conscious. sentient. You don't see any worm-infested zombies or Bodax first.
Okay, I turn to the nearest one. Hey, what's your name?
Caleb?
I turn back to Togar. It doesn't look like it.
Okay. All I needed to hear, and I'll start picking them.
I'll help.
Trogdor smash.
Are there a lot of cells to get through?
Let's see. The number of occupied cells here. Let's see. There are 6 total. So it's not too bad. And with those rolls, it is easy enough to unlock all of them and free everyone.
He smashes one while I walk through and unlock 6 of them. Or 5, rather.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's okay, I just need to take my anger out. That's okay.
I turn detect magic on and just start walking around the room. Like I'm looking at like everything.
Okay. Let's see.
You know what? I think I get that as well now.
You have detect magic?
I do. I'm pretty sure.
You gotta identify in something else.
Yes. That is detect magic. What level of spell is that?
I think 1.
All right. So Lilith, as you're walking around, checking for magical effects, you do pick up a radiating energy of necromantic magic emanating from the door to the outside.
From what?
From the exterior door, the door that you came through to come in here.
Oh. The door we walked through?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can I tell what school of magic it is?
Necromancy.
Oh, you did say that. I'm bad. Ooh, I don't like that. Okay. Do any of you have a way to see what's identify this door more? There's a necromantic energy around it.
Yeah, if we got 10 minutes, I can I can Arcana check, or I can cast Identify. I do have both.
I don't know if we want to be in here for 10 minutes. Is Identify literally just detect magic?
It tells you exactly what magical effect is affecting something.
Alright, do you guys want to stay in here for that?
Sure.
Yeah, and it's I'm gonna do it as a ritual.
Okay.
Because that's a thing I can do now. I don't even need a pearl. So, ha.
Okay. Choose one object. I just have to guess. Okay. Cool. So as Togar is doing this, he's kind of like walking up and getting ready to lay hands on the door and all, get a feel for what's going on there. What's everybody else doing?
Standing guard.
Standing guard where?
Within 10 feet of Togar.
Okay.
I'll look to see if there's any like documents or anything.
Okay.
That says this is us, this is what we do.
I mean, it's a prison cell. They might have paperwork.
Oh, I know.
All hail the evil overlord of evil. Yeah. Okay.
Or if there's a desk, I'm looking through the desk, being
Okay.
careful of traps.
Okay. Bungdo?
I mean, I'm still a rat, so.
I mean, you don't have to be, but if you want to be a rat, you go ahead and be a rat.
He took a shit in my pocket.
Oh my god.
Multiple, actually.
Turn back into you while you're in his.
Okay, so you're just hanging out with Togar?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. Then in that case, Togar.
Yes.
Okay. I need you and Trogdor to make Constitution saving throws, and Bungdo for that matter,
And my steed.
and your steed.
My steed got a
Wait,
10.
does this have to do with poison?
It does not.
Steed rolled a 10.
Wait, but I get a plus 3, so 7. 7. That helped.
Oh!
Ooh.
Oh boy. Okay.
Did I auto die?
You didn't auto die. Let's see.
Such poop rolls. Except Phil.
Okay. So everyone except Phil that I called for a roll from takes 37 points of necrotic damage.
Okay, I'm okay with that. It's not as bad as I thought it would be.
As this pulse of black energy just emanates out from the door.
Is it
It's-
spent? Is it done?
Well, if you'd like to continue with your identify spell, you could do that, but as soon as you made contact, it seemed to detonate.
You should do a regular Arcana check first to see if there's still an aura.
No. We went about this the wrong way. I say that, and my hand is just like all wrinkly and shit. I'll say, everybody, is there like a wall we can get behind or something like that to where we can take cover away from the door?
Yeah, you could. I mean, you could either go deeper into the building and kind of hide in a cell, or you could tip some of the desks over and kind of use those as an improvised barrier.
Yeah, I'll say, Trogdor, come help me, and I'll just kind of really like weakly try to push a desk over.
Okay.
I healed first.
Huh?
Healed you a little bit first.
Oh, was that my healing?
Yeah.
Sweet, thank you.
Lilith looks sad that the desk she's been investigating is now a shield.
I'm gonna say, everybody get behind a couple of these desks, and I will cast Mage Hand. And once everybody is safely behind the desks, I'm just gonna punch the door with Mage Hand until that spell stops.
Okay, I mean, you don't see anything happening, anything emanating from the door beyond that one burst of energy that happened as soon as you touched it.
I'm gonna open the door with Mage Hand.
Okay. Opens, no problem.
I'm gonna slap the ground with Mage Hand all around outside the door. Just like, you just hear like of just floundering around on the other side of the doorway.
Okay.
And trigger any rune that's on that side of the doorway.
All right. You hear the crunching of snow and the falling of a few icicles from the from the roof as maybe they've just been shaken loose by the pounding going on out there. But yeah, no other eruptions of energy or anything like that.
Okay, I say, alright, we should be good. I keep forgetting to use my Mage Hand.
You think it lost its charge? Are you gonna try the ritual again?
I'm not trying the ritual again, I'm getting the hell out of here.
Okay, I thought that's what you meant. Like, oh, it's good. I'm gonna try the ritual.
No. No, I opened the door. I'm getting out.
Do you have spell slots?
I do. What do you need?
I mean, you just got healed. What if you used a spell slot to do it?
To do what? Identify?
Mm-hmm.
Can't.
Well, my mage hand works just like me. Like, I can set off traps. So, so it would have set it off. It would if, like, the way it works is it acts just like me. So, except I can have a 30-foot pole all the time now.
I just want to know why they would rig a door to hurt people when, like, what's the point of that if we can walk through the door?
Because your average person going out that door would die. Your average civilian has, like, outside a game, your average civilian has, like, 10 to 15 HP.
Not even.
Yeah, so one little necrotic blast would instantly kill them. And it's more of a, like, once one person sees it happen, nobody else wants to try it.
You don't, like, bash into the side of a door frame when you exit it. It just seems weird to me.
No, I was smashing my hand around outside on the ground. In case they put something outside the door.
Eric,
Yeah, what?
did I find anything on the desk?
You did not find anything that seemed to pertain to what you saw going on here. You see a lot of official-looking stuff from probably when Drake's Landing was still a functional location in society.
Okay.
Would
Well,
lay on hands, if I used it on myself, be a self-targeting spell?
It would not be a spell because you're not using a spell slot for it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
well, is there anything else we want to do here? Should we just leave?
You first.
Thanks. I am at full HP. Okay. Yeah, I exit the door.
Okay. And that's where we'll pick it up next time.
Gosh!